Hello and welcome to the weekly live stream of ManCave. I'm your host Liam and I'm joined by the ManCave team, Andy
Hello.
and Mike. Huh? Mike? Where's Mike gone? Duh! That was weird.
That was the best
I
one
never
ever.
looked at the photos.
How did you do that? That was amazing. It was just like it went all black and then you just like did a synth voice.
I know,
We
yeah.
may have some technical problems with Mike, so we do apologize in advance for this. Everybody has experienced internet problems at home, and I think we might be getting a little bit of jank from Mike's connection. So
Indeed,
don't
yeah.
worry, he'll be producing a full transcript of his reviews, and they'll be available for
Immediately.
in a book of short stories from Amazon. I think that's the best one. How you guys been anyway? What are you up to?
Uh, Not a lot, I don't think.
No, we went
No,
to a
I
party,
can't.
didn't we? So we
Yeah,
met
we
each
did.
other.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
drank some
We,
beers.
we met up. We chatted.
Yeah, we chatted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Feel like I was there.
Yeah, I know. Vivid. I know. So no, it was cool. It was Mexican themed. It was quite cool. It's our friend's 30th. Another 30th. God, you all just turning 30, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. A couple of years I've been inviting you to my 40th.
Hey.
Yeah, whether that would be a party or a funeral, I don't know.
Mm.
It's weird. You're excited. Everybody's excited about going into 30, and nobody's excited about going into 40.
Oh, trust me, I wasn't too excited about getting to 30 either. Yeah, anyway.
I don't know. I like dirties. They were good. But the dirties, not bad. Cool. Well, I'm gonna get straight into it. Okay, with the first review of the night, courtesy of
Courteous.
Courteous.
No, I
You
like
can
courteous.
dude. You can courteous if you want.
Take a bow, sir.
If you want to
That's
courteous,
a
you go right.
courtesy.
So,
Oh dear.
courtesy of the lovely Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
What do you got for
So,
us?
so my review is going to be of a sort of ongoing project that's been happening for a little while in the background, and I've been reading through all of Avengers versus X-Men, and not just the. Sorry, bit of background. That's a Marvel crossover event from 2012. The Avengers fight the X-Men, as the title suggests. The Phoenix Force is involved. It's all very exciting and dramatic, and
Ooh.
clash, bang, blah, all of that stuff.
Okay.
And it's got its strengths, it's got its weaknesses, like all crossover events. It's got so many publications involved and so on. So there's that was kind of on the downward trajectory, so to speak. But there's some positives as well. Um, yeah, it's published back in 2012 and has quite a few major authors and illustrators involved, notably Brian Michael Bendis, Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction, Jason Aaron. Bendis, he did the Daredevil run. Brubaker's famous for
I'm gonna go
Captain America.
I'm gonna go full screen on some of these so people could see the front covers.
Yeah. Matt Fraction, oh gosh, what's he done recently? He's done Sex Criminals, I think, which is a good read.
Earlier
And
reviewed in episode one, I believe.
Jason Aaron, I think, he's done the Darth Vader one recently. That's what he's done. And yeah, artists like John Romita Jr., who's a bit of a legend, although Michael's not so fond on him in some cases, I think. Um, yeah, it's a pretty interesting one. I read about 97 comics and all to review all of this, starting with a mini series called Avengers: The Children's Crusade, which basically brings the Scarlet Witch back into the Marvel universe after she got exiled back like I don't know, about 8 years before then in the House of M crossover. Uh, yeah, so she came back into the fold again, and went from she kind of went into a villain crossover, which is where she basically made mutants no more. So she says no more mutants, and there are no more mutants or basically that was a pretty good storyline actually. Then moved into the core series, and Avengers vs X-Men, the core series, is pretty solid. There's not much that you can say which is too rough against it. It moves really fast paced. If you just read the core series, that's absolutely fine. You get so much out of it. There's so much happening every single issue. Hints of what's going on outside that core series, and you'll be totally perplexed because if you're not reading all of the crossovers, all of the other issues that are going on around it. So it dips into Iron Fist, X-Men, Avengers, and X-Men as well. And yeah, you're kind of getting hints of what's going on, but you're never really entirely sure. So it is kind of worth it to go all in and find out exactly what's happening in all of those other issues. But yeah, it's you've got some really good, strong artwork. Probably the best bit for me is when the Phoenix Force is coming from outer space. It's just about to crash into Earth and destroy everything, and then Tony Stark, Iron Man, goes up and goes, "It's all right, guys, I've got this," and it all goes spectacularly wrong. It's not much of a spoiler to say exactly what happens. Basically, the Phoenix Force splits into 5 and goes into 5 other X-Men. So Cyclops, Colossus, Emma Frost, Namor. So he's sort of the Aquaman of the Marvel universe, and Magic as well, who's a character I'm not very familiar with, to be honest. And basically, they set about they become pretty evil. Set about taking over the world and ridding it of everything that's wrong, but basically turning it into a perfect mutant utopia.
Okay.
And so Captain America and the rest of the Avengers go out to try and stop all of that. Yeah, it's
so just as a setup, I mean that's kind of, I'm just trying to get my head around it a little bit. So it's just key members of the X-Men that have been that have been turned evil, and then everybody else has just followed him.
Basically, yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
So Storm, Magneto, Gambit, all the rest of those guys are supporting what's going on with Cyclops and the Phoenix.
Where's Xavier in all this? Because obviously,
Xavier's an interesting one. So he's there in the background. He tries to stay out of the picture, but does eventually get drawn back into it, and he's a defining part of the storyline.
Okay.
Wolverine's really important as well because he is on the Avengers side, as is Beast.
That looks weird. Yeah.
But it's really Cyclops' story, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And it basically shows how flawed Cyclops is as a character, and really brings that out in a strong way. And he's having he at the beginning he's a good guy, and he's defending his Michael. Get me if I'm wrong, but his daughter Hope, is she his daughter? I got that completely.
Hope is.
Oh no, we're not going to find the answer.
No, she's surrogate. So
yeah,
no, he's Hope is Cable's surrogate daughter.
Right.
And,
sure. Yeah,
basically, Cyclops takes her into his care.
Yeah. So Hope's sort of this new character. So that came in a few years ago, after the House of M event, when all mutants were basically stopped and there were no new mutants coming along. She was a new mutant that came out of nowhere, and so there was a big mystery surrounding her, and that delves into her this crossover, Avengers vs X-Men, delves into her storyline as well. I'm not going to go into it much more because I feel like I've thrown loads of detail there, and it's a big crossover.
We've just seen the artwork. Artwork looks great. It looks like this is 2012. So has this series continued, or how many issues was the series?
It's 12 issues.
Okay.
So it's a limited event. Yeah, it early went over 2012, and then from there I'm going to carry on, moving on to the next crossover, which I think, if I've got this right, is oh god, I've totally lost my place. I think it's Original Sin.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Which I'm a bit dubious about and not very excited to read, to be honest. But we'll see how that one goes.
Okay.
I do have to ask though, what do you think is the best and the most ridiculous sort of like duel between event, because as the title hints at, it's Avengers versus Xmen.
Yeah.
Which are the best fights, do you think, and the worst ones even?
Yeah, so there's another series which goes on concurrently with the main series, which is called AVX Versus.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. So basically, you get some of the fights which are going on in the main series, and then it gets these like expanded fights that are really, really good fun. I thought that oh god, I probably get this a bit wrong, but it was I think it was Emma Frost and Thor. I thought that was a really strong one. It was a little bit risque. And whenever anybody draws Emma Frost or Spider-Woman, for that matter, it's basically verging on getting into porn territories. But
Okay.
it's a really good fight, actually. Yeah. No, I'm not even joking. Sometimes you're looking at some of the angles of the artwork and stuff, and it's just like butt. And
Nice.
okay, well, yeah. But you can imagine if you're a girl watching that. Reading this stuff, you're a bit like, okay, that's not really true.
Because comic books are always
it?
focused on so much of the female audience.
They really
I think
not. Yeah.
Cool.
I think there's some brilliant some which are like, yeah, they make sense, and I've always wanted to see like, all right, it's like I thought Daredevil versus Psylocke is brilliant. I think it was quite cool. The most ridiculous one, in my opinion.
No, we lost you there, Mike.
The ridiculous one, in my opinion, is the Thing versus Namor, and the Thing wins underwater.
Yeah. No, it's a good one. Definitely. There's plenty more which are really great as well. I think the final issue of that sort of got like it kind of parodies what's gone on before. So there's been so many like stupid fights and stuff that they kind of parody themselves in a way, which is quite amusing. It's a good series. It's a strong crossover, but it's in no way perfect. Like the Xmen series, which goes on alongside, was so boring for me. I really found that painful to read.
Was that the Origins one that you were reading? The one that you reviewed the other week?
No,
that
was a different one.
That was a different one. Okay.
Yeah, there was the Avengers one, which was by Bendis, which was quite good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, that's definitely looks like an interesting one. It's always like where to start with these things, but you saying that this series you've really enjoyed, and I know that you've been reading quite a lot lately, and you say that this one's definitely one of the top ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But it's no Civil War. Still Civil War.
Stars out of 5, then.
3.5.
3.5, okay.
3.5.
3.5. Well, that makes it a 10, though. that makes it a 10 grade if you do it halves. Okay, 3 stars. That's good. So, that's cool. Well, that's one to check out. We've seen the things on there. I'll put the information in the description again. Thank you very much, Andy. Mike, I'm going to go straight to you just in case we lose you completely.
Well, I want to ask you first, how much have I been cutting in and out?
It's been on and off. There's been a few mannequin freezes like that and stuff, but
let me I'll let you.
But you go synth. But no, I think honestly, Mike, I think if you go now, I think it sounds good at the moment. I haven't seen you freeze for a minute, so I think we should roll while it's hot.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So,
I said that
Friday
famous
on
word.
Amazon Prime. Yeah,
Yeah.
go on.
No, you're still just about with us on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of publicity around this.
Oh man,
What Jeremy Clarkson, James May did next after they got dropped from Top Gear. So so a lot of people have been wondering, is this going to be the next Top Gear?
and that's it. And he's gone.
Oh no! Oh no!
He's
no,
completely gone. Yeah.
no. Damn.
Yeah. So
Have you watched it yet? The
I
Grand Tour?
have.
Don't want to.
I have started watching it. Mike's
Yeah.
now on,
I'm-
he's now on the text going, no.
Oh,
All right. Well, I have watched the Grand Tour. Have you watched it?
I've watched most of the first
I've
episode.
watched
I've still got
most
about
of
20
the.
minutes.
I've watched most of the first episode. I've just got through
Yeah.
the Holy Trinity. Okay, right. First impressions I can give you straight away of the Grand Tour. Mike will probably come back and join us in a minute, but he immediately takes the mick out of his resignation from
Yeah.
the BBC, but in such a parody where it's like it's almost a piss take of the whole affair, and then goes into probably one of the most high-priced intros I've ever seen on a TV program, especially a review program, because that's basically what a Top Gear kind of show is. So
Yeah.
I mean, that was I was just like, damn, they've got him big with this.
Yeah.
What did you kind of think?
We might touch on this in a minute. I'm sure he will. But this episode felt more like a car review episode.
Yeah.
And I think perhaps some of the future ones are going to be a bit more silly, weird adventures, a bit more slapstick perhaps going forward. The first episode, the Porsche, Ferrari, and McLaren, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more car review focused, which was good.
Which was surprising.
Yeah,
because
I enjoyed it. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't actually seen them review a car in a long time, like a proper review. And I mean, they did their silly tests and things like that. Still, they still managed to do that, but still, I was like, this is not bad. So, I'm kind of waiting for Mike to return to the fold. He said he'd be right back. He's probably getting someone off Netflix.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, or something like that. So.
Yeah.
He's very sad at the moment. Look, I'm gonna flip straight over. I think I better go to my topic, otherwise we'll overrun, and our poor subscribers don't want to flip around on the time channel. So I went this weekend to the cinema, and I went to see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the latest J.K. Rowling offering.
You nearly said Harry Potter.
I nearly said it, but there's no getting away from it, really.
Yeah.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Okay, so going straight into it, premise. J.K. Rowling wrote a book just after I think the second Harry Potter book. It was actually done for Comic Relief, and it was Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and it was supposed to be a textbook that was used at Hogwarts by students to learn about magical beasts. And it was also Harry Potter's favourite book. And it's quite funny as well, because it was actually it's the actual. I've started reading the actual book. That's the thing as well. And it was actually it was a textbook, but a very jokingly one, because Ron Weasley had actually written on there. Hey, Mike, back.
Yeah.
We're.
I'm just going to do it from my phone, because clearly the laptop is not going to be my friend.
Well, I don't know whether your phone, if it's your internet connection, your phone might have the same jack, but we'll soon find out. I was just going to do Fabulous Beasts now, just to go into that, because we didn't know it again.
Oh, so, Fantastic Beasts and how to cash in on them.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Ooh.
So what we actually got now is we've got this this book came out for Comic Relief and everything, written quite like a real book, like the fictional character was this was his life's work, Newt Scamander, and it was quite an entertaining read, which I've read of it so far. There was even notes in it that said kind of like, Ron Weasley had written notes because he was handing the book to Harry and he was kind of writing all over it, like Hagrid would do this and all this kind of stuff. So it's quite a jokingly book, not unknowingly that they were actually going to use it as content for another series of films, in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. So that's where the actual content has come from. We follow Newt Scamander. There he is, Mr. Newt, played by Eddie Redmayne, who has assumed the role of I wouldn't say bungling. I'd probably say eccentric magical beasts lover, wizard. And we pick up the story in 1926. Okay, so this is way before anything in the Hogwarts arena has actually come out at. He's you meet this guy. He's gone to America for some reason, and he's gone there, and he has with him a suitcase. And within this suitcase, he seems to keep his magical beasts. Lots of different things happen. There is a mystery in New York. There's things happening which are in danger of exposing the magical community, and boom, and off we go into the adventure. Okay, so coming out of this, I've got to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was very good entertainment. It was nice to go back into the wizarding world. J.K. Rowling, I read all the books. I was actually a big fan. I wouldn't say I'd ever dress up as Harry Potter and play wand fights with people, but I would say that the world that she has created, I've got just about as much respect as George Lucas when he created the Star Wars world, because it was a fleshed out realization of what it was, and it's lovely to actually jump into something like that. This is massively for the Harry Potter fans. This is for people that are just hungry for more content. This is for the young adult. Well, they're actually adults now, which have grown up with Harry Potter, and now they're in their 20s, they're in their 30s, and they want more. And so this is a perfect way of doing it. Lovely story. Probably hooking another generation of fans definitely into the wizarding world. They get to flesh it out a bit as well, because we've only ever seen it in Britain, our little island, and now you actually go onto a stage where you see like New York, and it's New York in 1926, but it's still the grandeur of New York, and there's this whole wizarding community and a ministry of magic and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it kind of lifts the lid on all that. It kind of expands the universe. As a film, David Yates has done a good job as director. It's okay. I mean, he's got some wonderful imagery in there. But they've actually, from what I can compare to the book, they've actually put the creatures in there, and they're quite, very good representations of them. The actual character Eddie Redmayne as made is a very good character. He's a very likable character, almost a Doctor Who. Kind of like a little eccentric, shy, almost, I don't want to say on the spectrum, but it's kind of like he's kind of like, he hasn't got the social graces. He really hasn't got the social graces that what was that? Oh, sorry, I was just listening to myself there. I said he really hasn't got the social graces that other people. He doesn't know about tact and things like that. So yeah, he comes across a little bit autistic or something in that manner. He's just, he hasn't really got the gist of how to behave with people. He is also joined by comedy relief Dan Fogler, who plays Kowalski, who plays his chubby Muggle friend. who's roped into it for comedy effect. I like Dan Fogler because Dan Fogler was in a film called Fanboys, of where it was a movie about him and his mates needed to see the new Star Wars movie before it came out. And he was also in a movie called Take Me Out, which was brilliant. It was so funny. Take Me Out, that was excellent. He played this crazy party cokehead guy, and he was really funny. So yeah, I would say that it is the only thing that I can actually say about it, that if you are not a Harry Potter fan, I don't think this will get you in. I think you may find it drag a little bit. The length of the film, I saw it in 4DX. There's no need to see it in 4DX. There is special effects in it, but I was sitting static for a lot of that movie, because what they were doing is they were establishing characters to such a degree, and they were kind of like character building, and it to the detriment of moving the pace forward. So the pacing of the film could have been a lot more slicker, a lot more quicker. I found that I was kind of hanging about in scenes where I was just like, right, am I going to see these people again? Or, why do we need to know all this about these people? And yeah, I think it could have been a lot snappier, and you could have got the message through in a lot shorter time. But yeah, I mean, it was a good thing. I would recommend take your kids to it if you want to get them into the books, then it's a good way, because I mean, I personally I remember those books after watching that, and just think I remember enjoying being in that world, in that kind of like reading the books and making it up as I go along, and in my head and everything. And I think that expanded universe is a fun one to revisit. But yeah, as a film, I would probably think that it has its good and bad points, like all of them do. But yeah, in general, not bad. I'd probably say it's about a 3. I'm not going to go halves. I would say about a 3 in my book. It's worth a look. Not mad. You must see it. Watch it on DVD if you can't be bothered to go to the cinema, because you probably enjoy it watching it with your family or something. A nice Sunday family film. I don't think it's going to change the world or anything. It's done 74 million already, and it's only cost 180 million in total. So yeah, it's done what it needed to at the moment.
Liam,
yeah,
is it good enough for it to not be deemed a cash-in?
Is it good enough to not to be deemed a cash-in? Well, I would probably say
I'm an outsider, and it doesn't give me the impression of being not a cash-in. That way,
yeah, I can kind of understand, but the thing is that because she's not, there's no plans to write any more books, and because it is such a good universe that she's created, it seems a shame not to expand it further. It's a good, it's good enough to carry on. I think that it is nice for it to carry on. Fair enough, I mean, it's already, to be honest, mate, they made 7 Harry Potter films. The cash is in. They bought in a long time ago. You
don't know how big her swimming pool is, probably.
Yeah, well, I know, but I mean, the fact that she also wrote the book. The thing is, I mean, they could have I'm sure they have reversed, dump trucks full of money up to a house to write a new series of books.
Yeah.
The fact that she's actually written the screenplay to focus on a book that basically most of the proceeds for went to charity when it was released is quite a thing, because I mean, I was reading the foreword by Albus Dumbledore in this film, and it mentioned UK Comic Relief. It wasn't a serious, it wasn't a serious book. It was something to flesh out the world that was already there. It was, it was trying to be a textbook in it. The fact that they've actually chosen this particular person, and I think they've chosen and they've painted this person as very likable, almost like I said, like a Doctor Who kind of character. Oh, look at this wizard; he's kind of kooky like Doctor Who. Then I think I always think that you can take it too far. I think maybe when they get to the next couple, because apparently they said somebody told me that there's going to be 5 of these things.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
5? I don't know whether it's going to be worth 5. I mean, 1, I would have liked to have seen a one-off, and maybe they move to a totally different story. I don't really see where they can go extra with this one. I'd be happy if they just drew a line under it. But, I mean, it's like the Marvel.
Well, I was going to say, who am I to comment? I'm a Marvel fan.
So. I mean, there's so much cash in Marvel. I mean, how many characters need an origin story? Really, how many? Well, just throw them straight in. Look, if you, just throw them straight into good franchises already. Not everybody needs an origin story.
Like DC is doing,
Well, yeah, I see the trailer for Wonder Woman. I'm really unsure of that whole thing.
No, I think they're doing really good trailers, but don't know how to follow it up with a good film. But anyway,
I don't know. I haven't liked it. I haven't liked a trailer since The Dark Knight that DC have done. All of the trailers I've seen haven't been good. I've not wanted to see the film at the end of the trailer, and that's normally a good sign that then it's going to be a bad film.
Yeah, I like the look of Wonder Woman, but I am very skeptical of it. I am worried that it's going to not match the trailer and the expectations that people are setting themselves.
But
that's a topic for another podcast. I think list the trailers which you felt most cheated by, where you're like, oh wow, I really want to see that, and then when you go to see it, you're like, what the hell did you just show me those 2 minutes?
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to say, Mike, your quality has got a lot better. Your camera has got a lot better as well.
Well, there you go. From now on, I'm just going to use my phone.
There you go. That's
Problem solved.
Problem solved. Okay, cool. So we were talking about
the Grand Tour.
Tour. We were just, because we were there. We were going through our kind of impressions of the opening scene of the Grand Tour.
Yeah, I was going to say, first of all, I want to say, guys, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen most of the first episode. Yeah.
And before I carry on, I just want to, in very brief words, what are your thoughts on Top Gear, the show?
Andy?
You mean the new one? Or...
No, Top Gear, traditional Top Gear.
I'd say that I used to like it a lot more. Like in my uni days, I liked it. And then I feel like I got a job and grew up, and that's maybe sounds a bit boring, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. You, Liam?
I mean, I wasn't into it as much when it was the car thing. Then it got a little bit more fun because they started doing some wacky things, but then the wacky things got too much. And I just stopped watching it completely. It started taking over the show a little bit, and I thought,
okay. All right. Well, it's good to hear that, because that's going to form some of my comments on Grand Tour that I'm going to share with you now. I mean, first of all, just a quick background. Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond were dropped from Top Gear. Was it last year? Or I think it was last year.
I don't know. Yeah.
And basically, Amazon has thrown some cash at them to do their own thing for them. So. And I feel like a lot of people have been approaching the Grand Tour in not just the weeks, the months leading up to it, saying, what's it going to be? I mean, what is it going to be? Top Gear 2.0. It's not that. It's Top Gear times 1,000, I think. And it's the show makes that abundantly clear in that opening sequence, which I think is gloriously over the top.
Yeah,
it works brilliantly. It really does set the scene.
A real wow factor to it.
And it is clear from that Amazon has not just given them the financial freedom to do what they want to do with this show, but also the unlimited creative control.
Yeah.
And they use, but what I find really interesting, it's both amusing and predictable at the same time, is that they're using this creative control, this creative freedom, to both mimic and parody the Top Gear formula, I think. So in fact, I mean, within the first episode, you get like a variety of sort of like jabs at Top Show. You have a test track which has its bizarrely named corners, well, not corners, sort of like parts, sections of the track, such as it, like instead of having the Gambon curve that you had in Top Gear, now you have the old lady's house and the unexploded World War II bomb. You know, and then you have May, Hammond, and Clarkson. At one point, they get into a fight with the audience, a pretend fight with the audience over which Air Force is better, between the RAF or the US Air Force, and it's an actual, the way it's edited, it's like an actual fight, like with fisticuffs and bleeding noses. And the most bizarre part of the show, which is also the most hilarious bit, is in the section where they're trying to do their own version of Star in a moderately priced car. It's called Celebrity Brainstorm or something like that. And basically what happens is they try to get Jeremy Renner, Armie Hammer, and a countdown contestant come onto the show, but they all die along the way. You'd have to see it to understand it. It's just completely bonkers in that sense.
I must admit, I haven't got to that part yet. So
it's quite hilarious, but you just feel like, what is going on like that? And Jeremy Clarkson in particular is clearly relishing the freedom from censorship he's been given, and he pretty much sets the tone when in the openings minutes he says, "Now that I'm on a show that's on the internet, I could even pleasure a horse and get away with it."
Yes, because it's on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty much because it's for Amazon Prime subscribers, of which I'm a proud member.
I think they started well though. I think I'm hooked in, definitely.
It is, yeah. And I've got to say, I mean, people say, is it any good? And I said, regardless of your views on Clarkson and Co.'s like political incorrectness and casual misogyny and racism sometimes in some episodes, they've done something which I think is not many have been able to do with shows about cars. They've made cars accessible to people who are not gearheads. I mean, I couldn't care less about cars, and I remember coming to uni, like Andy said, when it was really popular, and they would have Top Gear nights at uni, and we would go to them. And I really enjoyed them, even though I haven't got the first clue about which car is best and what makes a good car and all that. But they made it entertaining, and so yes, it's no longer been just a show about cars. It's really the Hammond, May, and Clarkson show. But it is Top Gear. They've made Top Gear a global brand, and I think they're going to be very successful with this.
Yeah, and I think they've cottoned onto the formula that a lot of people have done, in fact, with YouTube as well. It's just like they produce the content they want to produce. And they're genuine about it. They're unapologetic at what they want to do and what they want to show us, and how they're going to say it. And what journey they want to take us on. And people pick up on that now. We're not in a world with so much bullshit now. It's the people that are actually being the most congruent. It's the people that are being the most true is the ones that are worth watching. And these guys, you just get that. They're just like, hey, we're going to make a show. We're going to have some fun and you're going to love it. Yeah. And that's it.
Yeah. One thing I've got to say, I think that's a rubbish title, though.
Yeah, Grand Tour.
It's very bland, I think.
It is. I mean, it's GT. I suppose there's a couple of things there, isn't there? Like, it's the.
Do you know what was the original title? And I think this would have been brilliant. Was Gear Knobs.
Gear Knobs. Nice.
But they couldn't use it because the BBC has got copyright on the word gear.
Yeah.
Because they've got copyright on tents, like. No, not tents. They've got copyright on not tents. Yeah. The format they do it in.
Yeah, the arena, the kind of way the way the audience is placed.
They've got copyright on nearly every part of the. I didn't know you could copy the format of it. Like you could copyright a format.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Star in a reason.
You can copyright a gesture if you wanted.
You can. Oh man. Yeah. There's no telling how
if I said ManCave has got the copyright on this gesture here, then no one else could use it. Well, I don't have to just say it, but I'm just saying, we could go through.
I'm
We could
almost sure
go to great legal lengths to get it copyrighted.
you just doing that, we probably owe somebody some money. We owe somebody some money. Right.
Don't have any
I
money.
didn't even know that. That's crazy. Oh,
It's
well,
all right.
cool.
We've got Coca-Cola backing us.
Oh, damn it, Michael.
We are not. We hopefully aren't going to get flagged for that. But yeah, we are not endorsed or sponsored by Coca-Cola. Just
No,
so
no, we're absolutely not. We're absolutely not. I don't even like Coca-Cola. Oh, it's sugary, delicious taste.
Yeah, we also do not. Our comments do not affect Coca-Cola. I don't know. I haven't got any legal right now. How do you fare if you piss off one of the biggest companies in the world? Does YouTube like that or not? I don't know.
Probably not.
Oh well, never mind. It doesn't matter. Our subscribers still love us, all of them. Oh, is Mike frozen again? Or is that?
So.
Or is he playing Mannequin? Oh, he was doing so well.
I think he's frozen.
He has. Well,
I think we're coming to a close.
I think
aren't we?
we're coming to a close. I think
Yeah.
we were thinking of a group topic, but I haven't got anything to add on the group topic was suggested. So we'll definitely we got I was going to say Black Friday is on Friday, so look out for some deals. Look out for some video games. HMV have got Titanfall 2 out on Xbox and PS4. If you go to your store and pick it up, honestly, pick it up. UK needs some people on them servers. I'm loving that game. I might even pick it up 20 quid. I might even just pick it up for my PS4 just so I've got a copy to play with my mates. Yeah, watch out for stuff. I mean, yeah, Black Friday's a week at the moment, so pick yourself up some tech. Get yourself some power line adapters. Mike will.
Bye, Mike.
Oh, bye, Mike. All right. Well, we're going to sign off if you're all right with that, Andy. And I will see everybody again. Well, I might not see you next week. You might be away next week.
We'll see.
So it'll be me and Mike probably. But thank you very much for joining us. Please like, comment, subscribe in the description below and everything. And yeah, we'll see you next time on ManCave. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.